Hello there, and welcome to Gaming Takes Ages. I am Teal.
And I
Uh-huh.
am the only Emil?
No, I don't believe so.
I
Usually I
resent
am.
that.
Oh no!
I believe we are joined this week by a wonderful Chuggaaconroy. Hello.
A wonderful Chugga, as opposed to the horrible Chuggaaconroy. Yeah, hello.
There is only the wonderful.
Thank you for
as
having
far
me.
as I'm aware. Well, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Have either of you met another Emil, or is this like the Spider-Man meme where you're pointing? Or
I have not.
It's rare. There was like an actor named Emil Hirsch for a while, and I was like hoping that he would make my name known so that people would stop getting it wrong, but then his career died, and I guess
No.
I gotta carry my own name now.
This is really funny because Teal is probably going to have a lot to talk to you about Let's Playing and games and such, but I am going to have a lot to talk to you about the name Emil. And you say that this actor, you were hoping they would do that, but I feel like at least in this space, you have done that for me.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. There was one time when I was at a GameStop, and when they like looked at my rewards account, they went, "Oh, Emil," and I go, "Yeah, I'm surprised you got it right." And she goes, "Oh, my favorite YouTuber is named Emil. I'd never get that wrong." And then I just said nothing.
Oh, I wonder if
It
they
was
found
really
out.
funny.
Could have been me. Could have been talking about me.
Yeah, I didn't say anything though, but I've always remembered that, and I think like I high-fived the person who was with me as we walked out of the store.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, usually we like to start by talking about what we've been playing recently. So I think I'll call you Chugga from now on because unless you want,
I'm still liable to answer. It's like Emil, yes.
yeah. I mean, if you want me to just go with Emil and you can both guess who
We'll
I'm
just
speaking
fight
to,
for
let's
the
just go for
answers to
vibes.
whatever question you're asking.
But
It's like buzzing in on Family Feud or something like
yeah.
that.
But yeah, what have you been playing recently?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, for YouTube, I've been playing Kingdom Hearts. I see you call yourself a Disney historian in your profile, so I get the feeling that
Uh-huh.
you were pretty happy about that.
Very much so. I guess a little bit of context for that. I have a second channel. It also went on the main channel first, but I have a second channel for like analysis, reviews, that kind of stuff. And I did the first decade of Disney games, like a proper historical dive into the first, I think it's
It
139 Disney games.
it's such a shame that Disney Interactive died
Yeah.
when they had bought so many like good IPs and like had so many good developers they'd
Mm.
accumulated from over the years. And the way that it died was just because they overproduced figures for Disney Infinity and lost millions on it.
Yeah, it's such a shame because like it part of me, I want to like Disney Infinity so much. It has
Mhm.
great qualities, but it also has a lot of problems, which is really unfortunate.
Uh,
But
I never got
yeah.
into it personally. I knew people that couldn't
Mm.
find Amiibo anywhere, but they could find Disney Infinity
Right, yeah,
figures, so
of
they just
course.
moved over to that because they could actually get stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, for YouTube, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, first non-Nintendo game on my channel.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I'm playing it on a PS5. It's been a pretty big departure. Um, and then personally, I've been just like addicted to Honkai Star Rail so
Oh,
much,
nice.
and am current on the story of that. And then I also played the DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza the other day.
Oh, lovely. Oh, did you enjoy Donkey Kong?
Yeah. I wasn't super big on it at first.
Hmm.
I didn't really pay attention to the marketing, so I went in not knowing that there were transformations and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
And my thought was, I don't know if I want to be digging for a whole game and just punching through rocks. That doesn't really sound all that fun. But when it got going and hit its stride
Mm.
about 3 worlds in, that was when it really
Yeah,
hooked
yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I particularly, without spoiling anything, really loved late game. Just there was
Hmm.
so many amazing worlds and just
The final
fun.
boss fight is
Yeah,
incredible.
for sure. Like
In particular.
really surprised me. I was very I was just enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I
I
did
mean,
everything in the game.
nice. So I mean, to circle back to Kingdom Hearts, because obviously, like, it's a big deal. It is, like you say, it's the first non-Nintendo game. Yeah, you've mentioned in the playthrough itself that you are a fan of the series. I presume you have played all of them, or certainly at least all the mainline stuff.
Not quite.
Okay.
I've 100%ed the original Kingdom Hearts, of course. I played through it many times. Chain of Memories I played through on Game Boy Advance when it was new,
Mm.
and I also played through the remake on PS2. Um, Kingdom Hearts 2, I've played several times, finished it once. I would get partway through and then stop a lot of the time when I played it as a teenager. 358 Days I've played through. Love that game. That game's story breaks you. It is
sure does.
so underrated. I wish that more people could play it because they turned it into a movie in the collections, and it's kind of a shame because I feel like you miss some stuff. There's some characterization for a lot of the Organization 13 members that you get from just talking to them in their day-to-day lives.
Yeah. It's also just a really funny game.
Yeah, it is. I mean this in the best way possible. It doesn't feel like a real Kingdom Hearts game at times because you just hear about the 9 to 5 struggles of the organization members and see them when they're on their day off and like, Zemnis has me going out to Agrabah again and I can't stand the freaking heat. Like, it's so funny. But yeah, I love that game. I've played Birth by Sleep, never finished it. That's the next one on my list to go take care of. I have the collection. I'm eager to do that, but I kind of don't want to burn myself out on Kingdom Hearts while I'm still making videos for it, so that plan is on hold. Never played Dream Drop. I've heard that that's where the story goes off the freaking rails and makes absolutely no sense, so I've heard not good things about that one.
It's not true.
Oh, all right.
It doesn't really go off. It's not complicated. It's really not.
All I know is that there's time travel involved, which a lot of people hate.
Yeah, but it's...
I know that it has some immensely stupid quotes like, I'm already half Xehanort.
Yes, it does. It's interesting because out of context, it is a stupid sounding thing. Within context, it's genuinely epic. It's kind of
okay.
I think it's one of those things where like when you play it, it'd be like, oh, this is awesome. Actually, I love what they're doing here. So
I guess hopefully I'll like it. Hopefully look forward to it. I know The World Ends With You is represented in it, which I'm always a fan of. Yeah. I remember being pretty hyped for that, but I just never actually played it. And then I have not played Kingdom Hearts 3 because I just simply don't have the context from the others.
Yeah, of course, fair enough. Well, you're in for an absolute treat. Like, truly, there's a lot to love.
I like how I didn't even mention Recoded at all. I've heard Recoded is not good.
So, okay, here's the thing. The story of Recoded, real bad. No, okay, it's not bad. It's fine. It just doesn't do anything massively to advance the story. The gameplay is genuinely great. It's massively underrated.
Should I play Recoded instead of watching the movie then? Because I would
honestly, I'd recommend it. Each like level, like world has a different gimmick of sorts. That's like as in like totally different gameplay. So like one world is 2D, one world has like a sort of like 3D shooter section. Like it has loads of different gimmicks. Right, it's really interesting. It does some really.
I've heard
cool
that it
stuff.
has a turn. I've heard that it's turn-based Kingdom Hearts at one point, which sounds
it does.
wild
Yeah,
to
it
me.
does do that in one world. Yeah, it's got really cool ideas. I like it a lot.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, that's my experience with Kingdom Hearts.
Cool. Well, yeah, you've got a lot to look forward to, and I'm sure a lot of people will tell you about that in the comments section of all of your videos. But yeah, Emil, the other Emil, my Emil. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, he beat me to it. He's the true Emil for this interaction.
What have you been playing?
I have been playing a game that I did not know existed before yesterday.
Oh.
So, yeah, last night I just wanted to chill on the sofa for a bit, and I thought, oh, I know, I'll play the Switch 1, as it is now known, I guess. So I booted up my Switch, and the last thing that I'd played on it was the GBA collection. I can't remember what I was playing, so I was like, okay, I'll just see what's on there. New game added. So I was like, what's this new game? It is called Digger Man 2. Have you heard of Digger Man 2?
I feel like I've heard of Digger Man, I think, but I could be wrong.
I saw it and I was like, what's Digger Man 2? And the answer to that question is the next few hours of my life. It's one of those games that you could describe as colored things fall and match and nice. And Teal, you know me, you know I love games that fit that description. So yes, I have played a lot of that game.
Nice.
Since yesterday. And if you like those kind of games, I definitely would recommend Digger Man 2. You dig through colored blocks. That is what they are called in the lore of the game.
Excellent.
The world is being attacked by colored blocks, and you have to dig through them.
Cool.
Digger Man 2.
And I suspect you'll be playing it for many, 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 many hours to come. As for me, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oop.
Yeah, first time playing through. Because I've tried playing in the past, just a mixture of like I wasn't into it at the time, or I got busy with other stuff. I've played through all three. I really loved three. Because Nintendo were very kind to give me a copy of it. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll play. That sounds great. Yeah. So I loved it. And yeah, it's my current playthrough on the channel, and it is awesome. Yeah, Chugga, you'll know what this means. I am at the door of Prison Island. I have not entered it. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. Yeah, it's
Well, let me know when you're paying for your insolence.
okay. Yeah, it's such a good game. It's so addicting.
It's just genuinely epic. The music is
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
you know Yoko Shimomura. She's involved in both Kingdom Hearts and Xenoblade.
yeah,
Yeah,
she wrote the main title theme for Xenoblade 1.
yeah, just
I
amazing.
I feel like Xenoblade 1 kind of depends on the type of gamer that you are. If you really like stuff like Knights of the Old Republic and you were really into MMOs in the mid 2000s and you just love crossing stuff off of a checklist, it's very much the game for you. But I know that a lot of people say that the side quests just aren't that interesting and they could have cut like 80% of them and the game would have all been better for it. I think it's kind of a matter of preference in that way.
Yeah, I can take it or leave it. It depends. It depends on the mood I'm in, I guess. But I'm enjoying doing them. It's like it's a nice thing to just be like, okay, I can do a little bit of grinding here, and I guess I also get a bit more experience and a bit more of, this will like a couple items here and there in the process. So that's a bonus. So yeah, like I probably won't do absolutely all of them because there are a lot, but it's certainly fun.
Do you want to take a guess how many side quests there are in the game? I have this memorized.
Oh God. Oh man. I mean, the area I'm in had like 30 people, like 30 different quests, like alone. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
it's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna go with. I'm probably lowballing it. 427.
480.
I was closer than I thought. I'll take that.
And it also isn't the game in the series that has the most quests. That's Xenoblade X at 567.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Impressive.
And if you can believe it, Xenoblade X has like the best side quests in the series. Like the side quests are better than the main story.
Yeah, I've heard that the side quests are really good.
Well, with that many, you'd hope they got a few right.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean the side quests in the first are pretty good for the most part, but it's like a lot of them are just please defeat this monster 5 times or whatever. I was like, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. It's whatever.
It's marked on your map. You're exploring the area anyway. You might as well just accept them if you see them. And, you know, if the opportunity arises, whatever, you'll just sneak in a few experience points.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's always my tip: is just accept every quest that you see because you'll
yeah.
complete them
Oh
without
yeah,
even
for
trying.
sure. Yeah, and even if you like don't want to do it, like that's fine. It's not gonna impede you in any way. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited for what's coming. I'm aware that I'm only like a quarter or maybe a third of the way in, so whatever's about to happen is going to be big, but it's also not the end, and it's lots of intense stuff is going to go beyond. But that's very exciting.
If you ever want to play Xenoblade 2, I have a tutorial video on my channel that I think explains how to play pretty well. The game's tutorials are not good.
Yeah, I've been told that the tutorials of the second game are very complicated, and I have been informed of your video. I did skip that. I did skip that series just because I hadn't played it.
I don't blame you. But it's also just a massive undertaking.
Oh yeah, but it's like the thing is, you're like a lot of the games you play are lengthy, but they're all masterfully created, commentated, edited, and like that's a wonderful draw about your content. Like it is always engaging. And it doesn't feel long. Like it's one of those, like a video could be like 30 to 60 minutes depending on what it is. Like I know some of the Kingdom Hearts ones have been like nearer 40, but it does not feel like 40 minutes. It just flies by. So it's wonderful to watch any series that you've made over the years. So thank you. Thank you for the many hours of entertainment.
You hear all that, young people with no attention spans? You can enjoy my work.
You can. It's true. Well, every week, we like to present an offering to the ancients. Who are the ancients? What do they want? We have no idea, but we
No.
are bound to please them one day. So this week, I figured that the ancients are clearly listening, because each week they keep responding to us. They say that whatever we brought is not good enough. So I thought maybe we could bring something to the table relating to the game we're talking about, which is Pokemon Gold and Silver. Because, you know, it would be weird if the ancients were just listening to this segment and then left. That seems like we could have made up that segment. That's ridiculous.
I've been acting under that assumption.
No, that sounds ridiculous. They must be watching the whole
Okay.
thing. So, we're going to do a little quiz. Can you guess the Pokemon from the cry? More specifically, my impression of it.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
I certainly cannot.
Do we just blurt it out, or what? Are we
So I'm gonna give one to Emil, and I'm gonna give one to Emil. So, my Emil first. I've got the cry here, so I can actually do it.
Your little Emil.
Yes, my sweet baby Emil. So the first one for you.
Pikachu.
That is.
Would you like a
tough
multiple
one.
choice?
Yes, please. I
Okay,
think I'm gonna
it's
need that.
Pikachu, Squirtle, Kangaskhan. I know it's a difficult one, but you got this.
Can I hear it again?
Oh, you may.
Pikachu.
Fun.
I'm kind of, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but I have heard of Pikachu, so I'm gonna go with that one.
You're correct. All right, Chugga.
Yes. Oh.
Here's yours.
That's gonna be hard to follow. Can you repeat that?
Of course. Would you like a multiple choice?
Sure.
Butterfree, Bulbasaur, or Ditto?
Bulbasaur.
You are correct. That's genuinely
Wow.
really impressive.
Wow.
All right. The Pikachu one was just a joke for you, Emil.
Oh no.
So you're getting
so well.
You're getting cries now. So I need to listen to it first. Wait. Oh god, it's not playing.
You
Okay.
haven't memorized it? Oh.
So that is either Sentret, Quilava, or Kabuto.
I'm gonna go with Kabuto.
You are wrong, as I get a spam call. Decline spam call.
You're getting a spam call right now.
Yeah, it's muted, but yeah, I'm playing the sounds, and I just got a spam call appear at the top of my phone. Like, I'm not going.
You should answer and make that noise.
No. All right, Chugga, you're
That's
one.
the new way to make fun of spam callers. Just make Pokemon sound effects in their ears.
Let's try that again. That is either a Vulpix, an Eevee, or a Squirtle.
I'm gonna go Squirtle.
You are correct. Very good.
I
have a feeling you're gonna win this
honestly,
one.
before the multiple choice came up, I thought it was Xerneas, because Xerneas is like.
Okay. I guess I will say that these are all Gen 1 and 2. Just for the sake of Gen 3 doesn't exist yet. We're in 2000 right now. So yeah, we'll just but that does narrow it down for you a little bit. So okay, Emil. So that is either Sudowoodo, Ledibur, or Crobat.
I want to say Ledibur.
It is not. It's Sudowoodo.
That's a ridiculous noise for that Pokemon to make.
Chugga, you're one.
It cut out. All I heard was.
Did that help at all?
Yeah, I could hear that. That's how.
Oh, wonderful.
I think I know it, but I want to hear the multiple choices.
Of course. Vulpix, Eevee, Wartortle.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't know this. Vulpix.
Correct.
My honest guess was Geodude before I knew the choices.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, Sunny, no, don't bite that. I have double trouble. I have twins.
That is fair. Okay. Emil, you're one.
Okay.
Would you like to guess before the option?
No.
No. Okay. Crabby, Gengar, or Drowsy?
Do it again, please.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is impossible.
I feel like my impressions are actually not that bad.
I'm sure they're
I
great.
mean, I'm getting them right.
I'm kind of just going off how they look because I don't know the Pokemon calls.
Yeah.
Um,
Most people don't, to be fair.
is it Gengar?
It's not as Drowsy.
Oh, I was almost gonna go for that.
Well, that is unfortunate. Oh, this is a hard one. Okay. Chugga, your one. It's either Crobat, Moltres, or Dugong.
Okay, it's not Dugong for sure. I'm gonna say Moltres.
I'm sorry, it is Crobat.
Oh. I guess I always think of Moltres as like loud. Just...
Okay. Emil, your one. That is either Raikou, Entei, or Suicune.
Oh my goodness. Ugh. Raikou.
Suicune. You got the first one, remember that.
Yes, I did. A very difficult one.
And the reason to be fair, it's technically accurate in modern Pokemon games. That is actually the Pikachu cry now. So, you know.
Well, it was for a while, but
yeah, is it not anymore?
They took it out in Scarlet and Violet, and I
Oh.
have no idea why.
Oh, okay. Well, briefly it was, and so technically accurate. Oh, this one's gonna suck for me. God damn. Okay, Chugga, here's. Could you hear that?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. It's either Voltorb, Metapod, or Tyranitar.
Metapod.
Correct. Very good.
How are you getting all of these?
I mainly go off of length, because like some Pokemon have short cries, some Pokemon have long cries.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's like the one thing that I can actually rely on where it's not going to be changed by the impression.
God, these are all awful. Okay, Emil.
That's what I like to hear.
That is either Voltorb, Abra, or Tyranitar.
Tyranitar?
It's Abra.
Oh my god.
You sure aren't getting these 1 in 3 shots 1 in 3 times.
Yes.
I know you'd think I would just stumble into the correct one.
And yet, here we are. It's either coughing, wheezing, or Gyarados.
Is it my guess?
It is your guess. Sorry, yes.
Coughing.
Correct. You found a shiny of that one. Very good.
No,
I would have gotten that one, I think.
Would you though?
Yeah, because each time I'm
Would you?
guessing in my head, and then immediately it's like,
Okay.
oh, it's definitely not that one. I was like,
Okay.
oh no. But that one, I was like,
Well,
I'm
it's your,
thinking coughing.
it's your final one, so. It is either Pidgey, Murkrow, or Spearow.
Why do they all have to be birds?
Because
I was
they sound
that
like
sounds
birds.
like a bird to me.
Otherwise, it'd be really easy.
Is it Pidgey?
No,
No!
Pidgey just goes like, "Gee."
it's Spearow.
Oh.
It's really short.
I'm sorry. Chugga, your final one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's hard to do, but that's either Electrode, Magnemite, or Elekid.
Magnemite.
It is not, it's Elekid.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yes, well, there we go. I
You
hope
got
we've
one
all-
wrong. I'll take that as a victory.
I even used an Ella Kid in my videos and still got it wrong.
Chugga got 2 wrong. You got Chugga, you got 5. 5 out of 7's pretty good, and the meal
Okay.
1. But hey, collectively, you got an entire party for your team. So well done. You got all 6. So yay, very good. I hope the ancients appreciated that. They probably didn't, but
Well, I also have an offering for the ancients.
wonderful. I'm gonna have a
it is-
drink if you don't mind.
It is currently autumn,
Mhm.
and autumn is my favorite season. And one of my favorite things about autumn is when you go for a walk. There's loads of dead leaves on the ground, and I love stepping on crunchy leaves. I love it. I love it so much. And I wanted to share that with you guys and with the ancients and with everyone listening to the podcast. So I've found some leaves that look particularly crunchy. I can't guarantee that they're going to be crunchy. I think we've also passed peak crunch period. About a week ago, I think, was peak crunch period, where you would find lots of real crunchy leaves. But I think now it's going to be trickier, but hopefully they'll be crunchy enough that this is going to be very satisfying. So here we go. Here we go. No. Oh, that one was not very good.
It sounded pretty good. It
That
came
is-
through nice.
Here we go.
That
Here
is
we
some
go.
ASMR.
That one's not that good either.
Again, it sounds pretty good though.
Oh, this one feels good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then the last one, which it looks the crunchiest.
hmm
Here we go.
Like popping
Nice.
a creme brulee. Oh, gorgeous.
Goosebumps.
Oh.
Well, that paid off. That was nice. There's leaf shit all over the desk now.
Well, that was awesome, and I'm sure the ancients loved that.
No, the ancients would not allow it.
Never mind. They don't like Pokemon cries, and they don't like leaves or the sound of them. Disappointing. Well,
I could tell them my favorite joke.
oh, please do.
Oh,
Oh,
I
maybe
might
they'll
sway
love
them.
it. Oh, let's go.
Why couldn't the 11-year-old get into the pirate movie?
I
It
think
was
I know.
rated R.
Yes.
No, the ancients would
Oh.
not allow it.
Well,
Oh,
Ah, okay.
those
Well,
bloody
At
ancients.
least it wasn't any worse than what you guys did.
No, it was beautiful.
That's
Thank you.
true.
It is a solid joke. I do love that. Well, let's talk about Pokemon Gold and Silver properly. Almost exactly 25 years ago, on October 15th, 2000, Pokemon Gold and Silver released on the Game Boy. It released almost an entire year earlier in Japan, releasing on November 21st in 1999, and it released way later in Europe, April 6th, 2001 to be exact. So it's
Damn, you guys suck.
yeah, I mean, in many ways, it is incredible that we actually get worldwide releases today, just because of how far it's come. Like it really did suck 25 years ago. But following on from the incredible success of Pokemon Red and Blue and Green and Yellow and the trading card game, both physical and digital, and Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Puzzle League and Pokemon 2000, a first-person online adventure game to promote the second Pokemon movie because the anime soared the franchise to higher heights, and probably a little toy you got in a Happy Meal, Pokemon Gold and Silver released, ushering in a new generation, a new region in Johto, new characters, and 100 new Pokemon. So, Pokemon is, pretty big. It's gotten so big, in fact, it's pretty difficult to find any person who plays games who hasn't played a Pokemon game. Emil, you haven't played Pokemon.
No, well, if you want a real shocker, I've never played Minecraft.
What?
That's
So
fair.
yeah, this Emil hasn't played any Pokemon games.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately. Yeah. No.
I mean, I have a little bit. I have taken someone else's game and I've gone up and down and I've never done a battle. I've gone on a bike.
That's so crazy. Like,
Yep.
you've ridden
The bicycle
a bike
music
in
is the
Pokemon.
best part. You've experienced the peak of the franchise.
It is. I mean, certainly in X and Y. That is the best bike theme for me.
I've certainly played a bit. Well, I say I played. I've been on a bike on Pearl, I think.
Okay.
Um,
And in real life, presumably.
briefly, but I
Mm.
don't think I can ride a bike. You know,
No.
they say you never forget. I have forgotten 5
Ah.
times. Problem with when you don't have a bike is you learn to ride a bike and then you never ride the bike, and then you go to ride a bike and you can't ride a bike. That doesn't happen in Pokemon though.
I should get a bike so I can test that to see if I've forgotten or not.
I know I can't ride a bike because I'm dyspraxic. So even with stabilizers, I fool. I'm very bad at it. So yeah.
The real funny thing is that when I was a kid, I was absolutely obsessed with Pokemon. I had so much Pokemon merch and like Pokemon posters all over my wall, and we played Pokemon in the playground, like at school, where like we'd each be like different Pokemon and we'd go on adventures and all sorts. Nobody in school was more obsessed with Pokemon than me. But the little kicker was that it was just the anime. I never had a Game Boy, so I never played Pokemon, and it just seemed like a different thing to me. I was like, oh, there's a game of it, and like I'm used to the anime. I'm like, oh, this is tiny little people and stuff. So yeah, I missed out on the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
How far did you watch the anime?
I don't know. Not far, I don't think. Probably just like Gen 1 stuff and a bit of Gen 2.
Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean for me it was weird. I got in Gen 3 because I didn't have a Game Boy. I was very lucky to get a Game Boy Advance because we didn't have a whole lot growing up. And it was just one of those where like my parents had saved and be like, okay, this is what you're getting. This is like Christmas and birthday. When you're not getting anything else for the rest of the year, you get your Game Boy Advance, you get your Crash
Yeah,
Bandicoot,
but you
and you
do
get your
have a
Pokemon.
December birthday. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like so that was one of the like experiencing Sapphire was like a huge thing for me. But I'd seen the anime, but not a huge amount because I don't know how many channels, at least standard channels in the UK, had the anime.
Well, you only one needed to have it.
No, but I mean, like, let me rephrase that. I don't know how often it aired. I feel
It
like
aired very frequently.
because I feel like I didn't see it at all for Gen 2, but I saw Gen 1, and I
In the
didn't
US,
see it
it
again
was
for Gen 3.
in the US it was on public access, so everybody could watch it. But as like it went on, it aired on more and more channels as
Right.
well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, but it's it was a wonderful whirlwind to discover and enjoy and like be like, okay, because I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying Pokemon was my first turn-based game. I think. So I didn't grow up with Final Fantasy and stuff. So
Yeah, same here. I remember when I got Paper Mario, I was like, wow, this is Mario but Pokemon.
to be fair, you know what? I'll bring it out now. Your Paper Mario series is the reason you're here today. Ultimately,
You
I
would be
original
dead
or the
otherwise.
remake?
no.
That's what it says.
No, I mean that's the reason I created my channel.
Oh.
No, so I was, instead of doing IT class, I was using an emulator and playing Paper Mario because I never grew up with an N64. So I was like, oh, that sounds fun, let's play it. And I got stuck. It wasn't even anything difficult. I just didn't see a path. Like it was just
My immediate guess was Huff and Puff because like every kid I knew got stuck on Huff and Puff.
No, it was chapter 5, the jungle. It was literally just a place upwards that I just didn't spot for some reason. I was just like, I wonder if there's a video online, and then your video showed up, and I was just like, it's amazing, it's absolutely incredible. So that's the reason I started making videos myself, because I saw you with Paper Mario. and by extension, I imagine the first time I saw anything to do with gold and silver was your channel as well, because I as I said, didn't
Full
have
circle.
I didn't have those that console or portable console
Some
at the time.
crunchy audio quality.
It is, but it's still pretty great. It still holds up.
You say so.
I mean, to be fair, I think everyone goes through that. I look at my stuff from however long ago. I'm like, no, that's bad, or like that's weird, or that's not my style now, or that's not whatever. Like it's various things, like whatever it may be.
I mean,
'Cause
the
we
internet as a
evolve.
whole has just changed. Like
Yeah,
back then, like
it really has.
edgy jokes and like cussing every other word was
Yeah.
like very in vogue, and people joked about, you know, like people would make like all sorts of jokes that you couldn't get away with today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like back then, if anybody called you out on it, people would just be like, "Oh, come on, don't have a cow. It's just the internet. It's not like any of this actually matters.
Yeah.
It's not like I mean it." You know, like that was
Yeah, for
just
sure.
how people were back then.
Yeah, it is crazy how much the whole space has changed just so rapidly as well. But it's cool that we're both still around and able to do it. It's but yeah, I mean it's going back to Pokemon Gold and Silver. Crystal launched a year later, which started a sort of general trend for better or worse of a bigger and better version of the games. And I think it's alright to talk about Crystal as well interchangeably because it's not really easy to discern what was different in some cases. Like it's like if unless you've played them side by side in some things you wouldn't really know if it was a subtle change or not. But Crystal did add some things. You're able to choose to play as a girl called Chris. There's battle animations. There's more story, a couple new areas. So did add a fair few things. Much like Emerald did for Sapphire and Ruby, and Platinum did for Diamond and Pearl. But yeah, so Chugga, did you end up playing it when it first came out, or did you like have to wait a couple years, or?
Gold and Silver?
Yeah.
So my mom was dating this guy who was into video games, and he imported Gold and Silver from Japan when they
Oh,
came out
wow.
there, and so I had them a year early. And then when it was, so I played through it there. I got pretty far. I think I wasn't able to beat the Elite Four without knowing the language, but I stumbled my way through the game up to that point. I was the envy of all the kids in school because they could look at my game and see all these new Pokemon that they didn't know about. I knew their Japanese names and everything. And then when it came out in English, all the kids called me a fraud because they're like, "Oh, it's not Otachi, it's Centrant. Like, what are you thinking?" Like, they didn't understand that it was different. So it comes out in English, and at that point, I already know like so much about the game and everything. And let me think. So I finished it there, and I remember that Gold and Silver was the beginning of me being interested in game development and how it worked, because I noticed, just from having played both versions, that there were things in the Japanese version that were different from the English version, and that was the first time that it really occurred to me that, oh, these things are made by people, and there's like a process behind it, and things change in that process. There's stuff like Donphan's trunk is textured on its underside in the Japanese version, but it's smooth in our version, and it's been smooth ever since. Slowpoke has stripes on its belly in the Japanese version, which it's never been depicted that way at any other time. In our version, it was fixed, and it just has a pink belly. There's stuff like, I think it's the beauties are like in bikinis in the Japanese version, whereas
Really?
they're more, no, they have shorter skirts. They have shorter
Right.
skirts. They have like really short skirts, and then the fishermen are smoking cigarettes in the Japanese version.
Wow.
So I noticed a lot of little changes like that. It was sort of the beginning of me being interested in game development. One of the weirdest things is that Donphan and Phanpy and Teddy Ursa, they swapped their version exclusivity from the Japanese version to the English version, and I thought I was crazy about that for years, and then when Bulbapedia came around, I found out, no, I wasn't crazy. That really happened.
Huh. Weird. That's really cool. Like, yeah, I love seeing like differences for Japanese to English versions or beta versions of things, because it's crazy.
Oh, this
what
game
gets
definitely got that.
Oh yeah, I mean it was 2019? No, maybe it was too early. It was, like a couple years ago, there was a huge Nintendo leak, and there was.
I remember we thought that we would never see that demo again,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that footage of it was lost forever. And then earlier that year, before the leak happened, there was news coverage on it that was found that had footage of a beta Hoppip that looked cat-like, and I remember everybody freaking out, being like, "Oh my god, there was another beta Pokemon in this build that was publicly shown off, and we didn't know about it." And then later the year, the entire thing leaked, and we
Yeah.
found out about 100+ Pokemon that were cut.
Yeah, it was massive. It's really interesting because like you can see some of the designs sort of like got reused, like in like not verbatim, but like in certainly like elements of them were like, okay, we'll implement this idea in a future generation.
There were a lot of shelved ideas, like Leafeon was going to debut back then, so was Tangrowth. There's some ideas that have never been revisited, like Farfetch'd having like this female evolution to it. They were going to give Ditto an evolution, and it would have used the metal coat, I think. And I'm so curious as to how that would have differed from normal Ditto. Like, were you going to up its stats? Were you going to make it not transform? Were you like? I have so many questions about why they were giving Ditto an evolution of all things.
Kind of, I can't remember what the Pokemon is. Malmetal? Kind of looks
Melmetal?
like it kind of looks like a metal Ditto, to be fair.
I suppose.
I wonder if that was like
I always felt like
vague influence.
Meltan's body just looks like a Ditto with no face.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like I wonder if it is like that kind of influence did carry over, but just is not as obvious, or not. Who knows? But that's really cool that you got to experience like both versions, because that's something that very few people did. Like it's quite a special thing.
It was a really magical experience just having this thing early. I even had a Japanese translation guide with it,
cool.
so I could understand more or less what was going on. There was like a player's guide that somebody had made. I still have it.
Oh wow! And presumably you played Red and Blue before Gold and Silver.
Oh, of course, yeah. I got Red and Blue as some of my first video games. I remember that I remember that I got a Game Boy for Christmas, and it had that in 1998, and that was like the big hot thing that every kid had to have, and it was all everyone was obsessed with and everything.
Yeah, cool. So where would you rank Gen 2 in comparison to like other generations?
Pretty highly. I, as bizarre as it sounds, I kind of preferred the original for a long time, but I've kind of come around on Heart Gold Soul Silver in recent years. If we're considering Heart Gold Soul Silver, it's definitely in the upper tiers.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, it's Heart Gold Soul Silver. I really enjoyed, because as I mentioned, like I didn't properly experience Gen 2 like growing up, so that was my first like foray into it, and yeah, it was just such a fun game, like especially like because the music in Gen 2 is really good, and getting to hear like this upgraded soundtrack for the DS just really just blew me away at points.
I love that one root theme at the beginning of the game that's like dun 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 dun. That song is so adventurous. I love it so much. They play it at the very beginning of the game when you're making your character, and it feels like you're going on a big adventure.
Yeah, I think my favorite is probably Goldenrod. It's a beautiful theme.
The instrumentation sounds kind of sad in the original, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah,
with, like, what
a little bit.
They definitely like made it more upbeat in the remake, but yeah, I've always thought it was kind of strange how it's a good song though, but it sounds like sadder.
Yeah.
That I'd expect.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So with Gen 2, it was obviously like Gold Silver was obviously it was a big deal because it's a brand new Pokemon game, like it's not just a spin-off or whatever. And yeah, it was really cool that they actually didn't just, it's not just Johto, it's also Kanto. You get to go back to Red and Blue after you beat the Elite Four, which is, it's surprising it hasn't been done more. I understand why it hasn't, but it's surprising.
What you're getting at is, I think that they've talked about in interviews how they wanted Gold and Silver to be the ultimate Pokemon game, where if they had an idea, they did it. And they really pushed the system to its limits. They did so much with it. And that was because a lot of things that got popular from TV shows would just end up being fads that would die out in a few years. So they were worried that Gold and Silver would be their last chance to really like make a big game. Because they did that, I think it kind of set expectations a little too high for the future, because
Mm.
there was kind of this whole idea of, well, Ruby and Sapphire doesn't let you go back to the previous 2 generations. That's a normal
Yeah.
expected thing. Like, why don't they do that? Or, Ruby and Sapphire doesn't have the phone, or it doesn't have the radio, or it doesn't have day and night cycles. Like, people were expecting everything that was in Gold and Silver to just be there forever, and they didn't really get that sometimes features can be redundant, sometimes features just don't really fit with the game design, sometimes there was the fact that it would be a lot more work to include Johto in Ruby and Sapphire if that was the case. You'd have to it would also close the door to a remake of another game for a long period of time,
Yeah,
so it would be seen as just a waste of development resources. There's so many reasons why it isn't really sustainable. It's also why I wasn't particularly surprised about the fact that not every Pokemon is in the games anymore, because when I was growing up, I knew that that was going to happen eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like I'm certainly not complaining. I'm just surprised that like they haven't done sort of like I guess like maybe a DLC of some description that's effectively a new game. But like because in like I thought they might do it with uh this Scarlet Violet, because it's right next to Kalos, like in the world, like it's Spain and France. So I was like, oh, maybe they could do a DLC thing where they sort of cross over.
One of the DLCs takes you to Unova, but it's like a new area of Unova that wasn't in the original game.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, I do like that a lot. But like I just meant like it'd be interesting if they would have done that at some point, like actually remade a region as like a DLC, because it is so close to each other, like geographically. But I totally get why they don't, because it is so much work. Like
it would be such a. It would probably just nowadays get seen as a waste of development resources with how
really
expensive it's become to make games.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, going back to Gold and Silver, it's such a wonderful game. It has so many. I really like the new Pokemon. Like it's such a weird thing as well, because like there's some Pokemon that are going to be very hit or miss for some people, and I think that's the case with every gen. But it's also like there's going to be some gens that people just generally prefer more than others.
Generally prefer.
Yes, as a whole. But yeah, I think the Pokemon, like it's also like a huge pressure, right? Because you've got to follow up from 151 phenomenal designs that have taken the world by storm. You've got to, however many you're making, they've got to live up. It's like,
oh, absolutely.
How do you do that? How do you cope with that?
I cannot imagine the pressure that they felt when making a sequel, because Game Freak, when it began, was a tiny indie company.
Yeah.
They had pitched Pokemon a few times already and got turned down. They got help from Shigeru Miyamoto to work on their pitch, and then they were able to get it approved through that. They got really, really lucky in that they were able to retain partial ownership over their creation, where they kept a third of the rights. And then they make this game that they always wanted to make, that they, didn't really think anyone was going to play. And in fact, when it came out in Japan, it wasn't immediately a huge hit. It was only when it got an anime that it became a huge deal. And then it became this giant global phenomenon. It became the biggest anything ever. And of course, there was so much pressure for them to do a sequel. And the people that made Red and Blue, it was a team of like 15 people. They used amateur art in the production, where anybody could submit a Pokemon design as long as they drew it. Ken Sugimori is often credited with creating the original 151 Pokemon. He didn't do that. He was brought in at the end of development to make the official art. They existed as sprites first. That's why so many sprites in the game are inconsistent, because a lot of these people were not professional artists, and yet they were creating incredibly iconic characters by just drawing what they wanted to see.
That's so cool.
I can't imagine the pressure of just, you got to make a sequel that's bigger and better and cooler. And they made a game that was so powerful that they had to put additional hardware in the cartridge to make it function so that it could have this day and night cycle to it so that
Yeah.
things about it would change in real time. I describe Gold and Silver as half Pokemon, half life simulation because they want you going around to like
Yeah.
each of the towns and seeing like the goings on and the different things happening each day, and there's events on certain days and everything you got to remember, or oh, this will happen if you come back tomorrow. There's so much to it where you just get lost in that world and you can spend hours just playing around in events and seeing what has changed about the world from one day to the next.
Yeah, I mean, a day and night cycle back then is a crazy thing. Like, even more crazy on the Game Boy.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible. There was nothing else like it at the time. This predated life simulation as a genre by a fair bit. Like, I don't think The Sims came out for a couple more years. Animal Crossing didn't come out for a couple
The
more
Sims
years.
was already out.
Oh, The Sims is already out. Okay. All right. So I guess I'm kind of wrong there.
but it's still a very impressive undertaking and just
Let me take a look at
just crazy overall. I suppose
The Sims was a February 2000 release. The game came out in 1999 in Japan,
Oh, yeah.
so it was just
My bad,
barely
sorry.
before The Sims.
Okay.
Yeah, we were gonna cover The Sims at some point, but we
Yeah.
didn't start the podcast then.
No,
But,
I
yeah,
thought it
guess
was
in
The Sims
Japan,
too,
'cause
but
we're
no, I guess it
doing
was The
the,
Sims. But yeah, like I suppose the same sort of pressure is on Game Freak right now as well, because, or at least like
yeah, but
Gen
completely
10.
amplified by the fact that the internet is
Sure, but I mean, what I mean is like this is the next gen is Gen 10. Like that's a big deal. Like, you know, it's even if it's just like it's double digits, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. Like it's a huge milestone. And
The pressure for Sword and Shield was massive because this whole idea of like, oh, the first big console game, like it has to be like all these things. So say what you will about Sword and Shield. Like I'm not like saying that it's like an amazing game or anything. The expectations that people had before it was officially announced were ridiculous and things that were never going to happen. Everyone was like, "Oh, this needs to be like Breath of the Wild but with Pokken as the battle system." And I'm like, that's never going to happen.
No.
Like,
I
get
like,
real.
and I can understand like some of the complaints for Sword and Shield. What I will say about Sword and Shield is I really enjoyed actually exploring the world. The routes themselves felt really just fun to visit.
I hate that this is a
through.
hot take because if you say anything positive about Sword and Shield, people dogpile the crap out of you. But I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, the wild area doesn't look that impressive. Yeah, the routes are bland and boring. The towns are freaking stunning in that game. I don't know like how they did it though, but the towns in that game have wonderful theming. They are all really distinct from each other, and they look really good. Like
British.
I think that I think visually that's one of the best looking parts of any Pokemon game is specifically the towns in Sword and Shield. I acknowledge it's a problem that the visuals are inconsistent, where it goes from looking really good to really not good from area to area, but specifically the towns look great. And I wish that I could get like a full game that was in that style because they did a good job on at least that part.
Maybe we will. Switch 2 is going to open a lot of doors, hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it was very successful in terms of like review scores on game rankings. Gold got an 89%, silver got a 91. I guess like in terms of why there is a difference between the numbers, I presume some reviewers who received silver just liked it a little bit more than those who received gold. Just
bro, gold is the better version. Don't even like Ho-Oh was in the first episode of the anime. It's way more iconic to me. And then besides, even if you like Lugia better, Lugia is higher leveled in gold version. How about that?
So I usually sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, actually, that's kind of a problem with the games, is that because you could catch both legendaries and the other one was level 70, because there was no move reminder at the time, the level 71 was permanently locked out of ever learning their signature move, which is a shame because Aeroblast and especially Sacred Fire were among their best attacks.
That is... Why didn't they just have it on them?
I don't know. Like
that's so weird.
So when you catch a Pokemon in the wild in those games, it just gives them their last 4 level up moves, and they're too high leveled for having that move because they have more than 4 moves between level 40 and level 70.
That's very unfortunate.
It is.
Well, I usually like to look at reviews, both reviews and user reviews, or player reviews or whatever, and this is unfortunately not on Metacritic. Heart Gold and Soul Silver is, but Gold and Silver is not. But I have found some player reviews. Dark 33, actually a pretty good Pokemon game. They gave it a 6 though. Uh, more specifically,
Just
they gave
pretty good.
they gave it a 57 out of 100. Strong points, lots of monsters to collect, good graphics and play control. The quest itself is pretty good. Weak points, too easy one-on-one battles, battles are tedious, too many random battles. I don't think they like the battles. It's I don't know.
No.
It's hard to work out exactly what was wrong. But I found it amusing that, they say it's pretty good, but it's still just a 6. Yeah, someone else gave it a 10, saying what red, blue, yellow, and green should have been. Someone else gave it a 10, saying, what a great sequel! It takes everything that made the original great and expands on them. And then someone else gave it a 10, possibly the best Pokemon game, but it still has huge flaws. But 10, perfect game.
Yeah,
but,
ignorable
Yeah.
huge flaws.
Yeah.
I guess it's unfair to expect that a 10 out of 10 means that a game is literally perfect.
No, yeah, I don't consider 10 out of 10 to be perfection. I consider it to be what you consider to be emotionally perfect. Like something that
I would say
drastically
like it
impacts
went
you.
above and beyond and like
Yeah.
touched you in a way that you didn't expect, like
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, like that kind of thing is like the emotional factor is obviously a very much subjective thing, and that like for me Gravity Rush 2 is like a perfect 10 out of 10. I love that game so much. I am aware its side quests are the worst thing in the world, but my god, I love that game so much. It's
You're
perfect.
You're gonna hurt me. I owned a PlayStation Vita and I didn't know that they made a Gravity Rush 2. I thought there was only one.
No, that's fair enough. It's what I consider to be one of the most underrated games of all time because
Really?
people don't know. Like, it didn't technically sell badly, but by PlayStation standards, it did. Okay, it's no Concord, but by PlayStation standards, it didn't do super well. But Gravity Rush 2 is so fun. Like, it made whatever. Like, Gravity Rush 1 was fun to play. Gravity Rush 2 fixes so many issues.
Maybe in the drought of games coming out in like January, February, I'll add that to my list because I didn't even know that they made. I didn't even know they made a sequel.
You don't need knowledge of the first game as well. I don't know if you have played the first, but you don't need knowledge of it. You can get by without.
Okay.
Because I played Gravity Rush 2 not having played it. I knew of it, but I was just like, yeah, I'll give it a go. It's it's a new game. It's popular. Let's give it a go. And just immediately fell in love with it. You can get by with context clues quite easily. Also, the soundtrack is mwah. But one more review. 8 out of 10. It's really not bad once you look beyond the name. So yeah, I mean the thing is like some people at the time were into Pokemon and then grew out of it, and then others ignored it due to its popularity. And I think that's a thing with any franchise. Like you just some people will not try it because it's so popular, and you will discover, oh, actually, it's really good. Why have I not been playing this whole time or watching this?
Yeah, that's actually why I've never played Minecraft, because when Minecraft got popular, I was like 18, 19 years old, and I was very much in my whole hipster grumble mainstream popular, I'm smarter than all these other people because I enjoy games that are not mainstream and all that. Like I was very much that way. And by the time I was out of that phase, nobody I knew was playing it anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I've just never touched it.
Do you have any more stories you'd like to share about Gold and Silver?
I liked Furret before it was cool. I guess I'm still kind of a hipster in some way. I used Furret on my team in my first English playthrough, taught it elemental punches, taught it surf, taught it strength, and yeah, it was really solid. I actually quite liked having it on my team. It didn't have the highest stats in the world, but I really liked it, and when asked what Pokemon I'd like to have as a pet, I have always said Furret, and that was way before it was a meme.
Cool. I was gonna say actually, yeah. Like, what are your favorite Pokemon from this gen?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm a really big fan of the Totodile family. Always liked them.
Yeah.
Feraligator's Gen 3 sprite is hilarious.
Yeah.
With the butt.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be its leg and its tail, but it's a butt. Let me think. I've always loved Dunsparce. I'm so happy he
Yeah.
finally got an
Oh,
evolution. He deserved
also
it.
the Dunsparce is such a good name.
He deserved it for so long, and oh gosh, getting a shiny 3-segmented to Dunsparce would be
Yes.
just crazy. I've never attempted such a thing.
Uh,
Gosh. So I've always liked Dunsparce. I'd say that Scizor pretty high up there.
Yeah, Scizor's really cool.
I like how it and Scyther have the same stats, just redistributed. And there's like reasons why you'd want it as a Scyther, reasons why you'd want it as a Scizor. I think that sort of evolution isn't really seen very often in Pokemon. Well, I guess the Eviolite kind of made that a more common thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's let's see. I mean, everybody loves a good Tyranitar. Let's be real.
Yeah. I'll quickly list some of mine because I'm an anime shill and I love Chikorita because of the anime.
Oh, nice.
I love Entei because of the movie, the third movie, because that let's be clear, the soundtracks of the Pokemon movies are unreal. And the story certainly of the first I mean, oh man, you know, I need to revisit.
I played Lugia's song for my friend Tim, and he thought it was like a Disney movie song. And then when I told him it was from Pokemon 2000, he was like, "What?"
It's a phenomenal song, but the story as well of all the movies, they're so intense, and the animation is gorgeous. They go above and beyond. It's crazy when you actually look at review scores at the time. They only got 7 or 8. It's like, what? There's so much.
The Rotten Tomatoes scores for those movies are abysmal. Like Pokemon 3 has a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's all the animation's cheap, the voice acting is bad, you won't understand anything that's going on if you're not already a fan. This isn't going to make anybody a new fan of this franchise for very small children. You parents, you're gonna hate being dragged to this thing.
No,
it's all the same.
No, I refuse.
It's really funny because the head writer of the Pokemon anime for its first 5 seasons, he also wrote movies 1 through 3, and he's been quoted saying that he couldn't write for children. He couldn't write for children, so he just didn't. Yeah. Which is why I think those movie plots really take their audience seriously, and you have stuff like the ethics of cloning, or Mr. Fuji's wife leaving him, or Ash's mom being captured and being forced to be someone else's mother. There's a lot of really big emotional stuff in there, and really mature stuff, especially in the movies. And he didn't write for kids because he didn't think he could write for kids.
Yeah, Pokemon the movie 2000, Armageddon, just casual kids things.
The first film, Mewtwo's whole area is really H.R. Geiger inspired. If you don't know H.R. Geiger, he's the guy who did Alien, the art.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
If you look at any of
his
art,
fortress looks almost organic.
It's all genitals.
Yeah,
but they definitely took inspiration for that for Mewtwo's lair.
Yeah, his fortress is very organic and is almost a living thing by itself.
Yeah. Also, gotta give a shout out to Wooper, because Wooper's amazing. Right?
Wooper is a god among men. If you can be that happy despite having no arms, awesome.
Yes.
We me and my partner were watching Pokemon Concierge last night, and there's this episode. It starts off and it's there's a big storm. Everyone get inside, and all these people and Pokemon are so scared, and then it's just 2 Woopers, and they're just yeah. Happiest day of our life.
I really need to watch that. I've heard it's excellent.
Yeah, I've not
it's
seen
really
it
good.
either.
I mean, especially if you're not that into Pokemon, Pokemon Concierge is still worth a watch, I think.
I'm so excited for that Aardman movie that's going to come out.
Yeah.
Aardman announced they're doing a Pokemon movie, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The one Pokemon thing I really want is a Jim Henson, Dark Crystal style Pokemon. I think that would be so cool.
Nintendo's done one thing with the Jim Henson Company. That was their E3 presentation when Iwata, Miyamoto, and Reggie were all puppets. Yeah. So they have worked with the Jim Henson Company before. I'm so happy that you brought them up though, because I absolutely loved Jim Henson's work on the live action Ninja Turtles movies. That I think is like the peak of puppetry in movies.
There's so much that Jim Henson stuff could work with Pokemon.
Yeah.
You have real people, you know, like in the Muppets movies. You have and then all the Pokemon puppets. It would work so well.
It would.
Somebody do it. Go.
Specifically Jim Henson Company. Please.
Well, Jim Henson is dead, but
well, no, but the company itself specifically. That's what we're requesting.
It's so funny because in TMNT 3 they didn't use the Jim Henson Company, and it's so freaking obvious because it looks awful. But the first two movies, like for guys in costumes and for like animatronic faces, it looks incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cool. I've not seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's one of the few
It was
things I've not
I know
seen,
that it was like
anything of.
banned / heavily censored in the UK for a long time.
Oh really?
So yeah, jeez. I won't get into all that because it's getting into politics, but
I've not really seen that. But it's I mean, I've heard amazing things about like of certain movies and shows and stuff. I was just like, I do need to watch it at some point. Like people keep saying it's great. It's like you kept recommending Avatar to me for ages, and I was just like, I'll get to it at some point. And then I watched it, I was like, should have watched it day one.
I think you could probably watch the first live action Ninja Turtles without any context. It's a good movie.
I had
it's
it
fun.
on DVD.
If you like superhero stuff, you like comedies, like it's pretty good at that. It's surprisingly dark at a few moments, and then
it's got Sam Rockwell in it.
What?
It's got Sam Rockwell in it. What's not to love?
The second one is less. The second one's definitely less serious and dark, but I still like it anyway. It's just really funny.
Cool.
Also, the first one
stupid, but I love it.
Has the incredibly blinding light, which I think I may have discussed on this podcast before.
Yeah, if not the podcast, certainly in a video.
There's just one bit where there's a light that is just so unbelievably blinding. It's like, how is this coming out of my TV screen? I'm blind.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that.
How did we get on this topic again?
I don't know.
Jim Henson, I think.
Pokemon Concierge, right? Yeah.
And then I think we were talking about Pokemon Gold and Silver at one point.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But what's really really important is do people also read your name as Emily, or is that just?
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. Emily, your table is ready. Just all the time.
And then you try to tell them your name, and they think you're called Neil.
Yeah, I've gotten Emu.
Emu, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got like the
I've
bird.
never heard that
one. I had a teacher one time who was like this curmudgeonly old lady, and she called my name as Emily, and I told her it's Emil, and she just like goes, "Sir, it's Emily. I've been around long enough. I know how Emily is spelled. You don't need to be ashamed of your name, okay? Like that's just your name, all right? You don't need to get all fancy with it." And I'm like, dude, it's my name. I can say it's pronounced Disenthopolenopius, and I'm correct. Like, nobody can tell you how your name is pronounced other than yourself.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Yes, I definitely had the experience with teachers reading it out as Emily and everyone finding it hilarious, but I never had one double down so much.
Yeah, and I remember in elementary school, kids would like call me gay all the time, and they were like, "You're so gay, you have a girl's name," and I'm like, what, my parents knew it? They're like, yeah, you're just that gay. Your parents knew you were going to be gay when you were born, so they gave you a gay name. Like, ugh, so stupid.
Yeah, that is a very school thing.
Yeah, I remember getting like that all the time in elementary school. People just like saying I had a girl's name.
Yeah.
It's funny because my mom named me that spelling because she didn't want people saying Emil with it not having the E at the end. She was like, oh, people will know it's Emil. One thing that surprises me is I never get Emile, and that at least makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I could understand Emile because grammatically that spelling wise that is phonetically what it says if you're going off of how things are typically said. Like if it's got one E, it doesn't make any sense for it to be Emily.
Yeah, my name is officially with an E on the end. When I was quite young, I got rid of the E just because I was so tired of being called Emily. It helped a little bit, not entirely. But yeah.
You grow up with your name long enough, you just get tired of correcting everybody. You're just like, whatever, you just walk up and just go with it.
Well, With each of the games we cover on this, I like to create a quiz question.
A quiz.
Yeah, so Chugga, I think you've got a bigger advantage knowing gold and silver.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I ever?
So, my Emil, you can answer first. So I'm sure you know who the gym leaders are, but do you know the gym trainers? So I'm going to give you the names of 8 trainers within gyms.
I can answer this question. No.
Uh-huh. Well, 2 of them are made up. Can you find the 2? So,
Okay. Here we
Sage Ping, Birdkeeper Abe, Twins Amy and May, Beauty Trixie, Black Belt Yoshi, Cool Trainer Molly, Skier Roxanne, Bug Catcher Benny.
go. Oh my goodness. So there's a chance you're being very tricksy, and that the twins are just slightly different names.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Trixie the Beauty.
Yes, Beauty
Oh,
Trixie was one of
yeah,
them.
I didn't even. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
thought
you
you
were
even
making a
occurred to me.
joke.
I thought that's
Um,
what you were doing as well. But-
Although now I'm wondering, are you being tricksy and calling one Trixie? I
I will
what
say
was
that I did not-
Bugcatcher Benny. I'm feeling like maybe that one's not true, and
You think I'm just referencing
Um,
Doctor Who? Or...
Benny. What were the others again?
Sage Ping, Birdkeeper Abe, Twins Amy and May, Beauty Trixie, Black Belt Yoshi, Cool Trainer Molly, Skier Roxanne, and Bugcatcher Benny.
Could we get these in writing? Maybe that would probably be a lot easier
I
than trying
can
to
give
remember all
you.
these.
I can give you them in writing. Yes. Give
I'm
me one
gonna
sec.
go with twins Amy and May as well.
Let me copy that into a document and let me work on this.
And let me look up
So,
the trainers
uh,
from gyms online, and let me cross-reference.
No, I'm not doing
this.
that. Not doing that. So I know for a fact Keeper Abe is real. I know that one from memory. He's the guy with the Spearow that you fight before Falconer, so that one's obvious. Twins Amy and May are in Azalea Gym. It's a running joke that the twins will have same letters rearranged in their names, so that one's pretty believable.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Sage Ping, I'm pretty confident is in Morty's gym. I feel like I've seen that before. That's the only gym that has sages. Other than that, they're just in Sprout Tower. Beauty Trixie doesn't ring any bell. I think Black Belt Yoshi is the one guy that you fight before Chuck. So I'm left with 4 now. I know for a fact that Skier is not spelled with a hyphen in this game.
That's just what I did. Just because it confused me looking at it without a hyphen. It was
okay.
it's I'm dyslexic. It really messed with my brain.
Okay.
Sorry, that's
Oh,
on
because
me.
there's 2
No,
eyes
it's okay.
next to each other.
I thought that was like a trick
Wait,
that you changed
no.
the spelling
I
of the
don't
trainer
I don't
class.
even know. I just
Skier.
I don't know. I just put ski just so I could read it. Like it made sense for me phonetically.
I feel like Skier Roxanne was put in there to kind of trip me up, where you don't really think about the Skier trainer class very often because it's only in Price's gym. I feel like I've read her name before, so I'm probably gonna cross her off. And then I think Bugcatcher Benny is... I know that you fight a regular Bugcatcher in Bugsy's gym. He's right at the north end of the building. I think that was Bugcatcher Benny. I know that there's...
Oh no.
I know it's Bugcatcher Arnie that is the guy who tells you about Yanma. And a lot of the time the Bugcatchers have little kid names. That one sounds correct. I'm going to go with Beauty Trixie and Cool Trainer Molly as the 2 made-up ones.
Very well done.
Whoa! I got it right!
I did Trixie
You were being
because it's
tricksy.
Trixie, and Cool Trainer Molly because Molly Hale was really cool in the 3rd movie.
Oh, nice!
So there was method to the madness, yes.
Yeah, I had it. I can't believe I got it exactly right.
Your deduction was mwah. That was awesome. That was so good. The fact that you and I mean I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure every single piece of info you gave was spot on. Like just absolutely amazing.
Emil, the free encyclopedia.
That was awesome. Finally, we like to end our show with some interaction from the viewers. We have an email,
Ah.
gamingtakesages@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment down below. We'd love for you to email in with gaming stories you want to share about upcoming games, or just any stories in general, questions for us to answer. Tell us if you beat a boss in a funny way, like what your experiences with games are. If you want us to talk about, a philosophical debate, or if you just want to tell us about that slowpoke tail that is delicious, please do. I hope you had it cooked while watching this podcast.
I thought kids these days were loaded.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it is an acquired taste, but it is. But yeah, our question this week: what is your wind down game? Which is just a general, the game you'll play when you want to calm down after, doing the
Oh
cooking or
no!
the dishes.
I only
or...
saw it in writing. I thought it was wind down
Oh, I'm
game.
so sorry. The kind of
What cartridge do you blow on?
yeah. So it can be something you're currently playing or have in the past. Yeah, I don't mind. Who wants to go first?
Well, this is gonna sound weird as a wind down game though, but I always just dungeon crawl in Honkai Star Rail playing with Simulated Universe and Divergent Universe and do the end game content, which is the hardest part of the game, but for some reason I don't know, man, I unwind with the most brutal of challenges.
That's fair. I don't think that's too weird. Mine's sort of weird. It depends on your mood, I think. Because Honkai Star Rail's, I presume, quite long, being a gacha. It is gacha, right?
Yeah, it's a gacha turn-based RPG.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was pretty sure. I knew like that it was turn-based, but I couldn't remember if it was still a gacha game or if it was just made by Genshin people, so it was attributed. But yeah. So like
it's very story-driven. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things I've really wanted to get into them, and I just haven't yet. And I'm aware that it's such a huge undertaking because there's so much in the game. So
yeah, they're on currently the fifth or fourth planet. Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a great wind down game because it's like kind of endless in a sense, or certainly like it's gonna have content for many years to come. Certainly, which is fantastic.
Other Emil?
Yes.
Well, it's a bit funny for me because I feel like most of the time I'm playing games is when I'm winding down. So I feel like anything could be the answer for me, really. Like, for a while it was Hades. I would play Hades before bed. And I guess now it's probably going to be Digger Man 2. But me and my partner like to wind down with like word games. Like we play words on stream, off stream, which is just like find anagrams and stuff like that. Very things that are barely games. I find are the best wind down games for me. Yeah. Well, Wordle and like crosswords and stuff like that. But yeah, if I get into a game, that just becomes my wind down game. Like I think for a long time, my wind down game was Enter the Gungeon, and that's why I put the most hours into that game than any other, except I guess Minecraft. But no one's keeping track of that. Yeah, especially when I was at university, it would be like people would joke that like there'd be a deadline coming up and like, oh, Emil's playing Enter the Gungeon again instead of doing work. I'm like, I'm winding down, leave me be. But I think roguelites are quite good for it because you can just do a run.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Hades worked quite well as well.
Yeah, for me, I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh. So I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist because it's basically got most of the key battles from the anime for like the first 5 animes. So it's like it's basically just really fun to just play a duel or do a duel too. And you can play with either character for each duel as well, so you don't have to play as the protagonist or the winner of the duel. You can play as both sides. So it's actually really fun to be like, oh, I can change what could have happened if I have.
I'm watching through the original anime in Japanese. I watched it a lot as a kid though, and it's been kind of cool spotting the difference. I'm about to watch the final fight with Pegasus.
Oh, nice. Oh, so on series 1. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fantastic duel. That was I've got a story about that duel. So I didn't watch it. I got into Yu-Gi-Oh in series 3 because it was just on TV at the time, and I was just like, oh my god, what's
5Ds?
this? Huh?
You mean 5Ds?
No, sorry. Like it's in Battle City.
Oh, third season of the
Yeah,
original
sorry.
anime. Okay.
Yeah. So like I bought a DVD of I bought a box set of Yu-Gi-Oh, but like it wasn't. I found it at a charity shop. It was like the first 5 like volumes or something, and it had all of it up to the Pegasus fight. Sorry, did I say all of the half of the Pegasus fight? Because it's a 6-episode duel only, and DVDs were smaller back then, so it just had the first 3 episodes. Like so it's the third episode is when things get really intense. Like, no, what happens then? No, like, it just I think it was a good 3 weeks before I found out what happened. I begged my parents, I was like, please, can we get this DVD? I need to know. So yeah, so that's a good wind down. Either that or, depending on my mood, Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled. I like playing time trials, or a cup, and it gets it shuts my brain down and gets my fingers moving. It helps with the potential arthritis in the future. So, yeah, no, it's good. Can recommend racing games and puzzle games, as you have. And roguelikes and intense combat apparently is also pretty good.
Yes. Perfect way to wind down.
I can see it though. I could see me doing that for something else that would be like challenging. Like I want to be the guy. Is what my brain went to. I can see me doing that.
So relaxing.
It is. Chugga, you mentioned you had a dream that you wanted to talk about.
Oh god, I didn't mention I wanted to talk about it though,
Oh,
but
never
I
mind.
can.
No. If you don't want to, we can.
Oh no, it's fine. Like so I had a dream that we were at a convention doing a show, and we all decided to go see a movie together at like an AMC. And I look at the menu, and there is some food item on the menu called the Chuggaaconroy, and I was like stunned that there was like a food item named after me at a restaurant. And so I'm like talking with my friends, and I'm all thinking like, should I go up there and be like, can I have like a free one of those because he's me? And I'm like trying to work up the courage to do it. And I don't do it initially. We go to watch the movie, and if you know anything about AMC theaters, they show trailers for a freaking half hour before they get to the actual movie. Wow. So I sit down, and I'm regretting not doing it. I'm also more hungry than just for the bag of popcorn that I bought. So I put my bag of popcorn up on like the ledge in front of my seat and decide to go back, and I decide to do it. And I explained to the guy, I'm like, can I have a Chuggaaconroy because he's me? And then the guy just goes, sure, and shrugs his shoulders and doesn't even check to like see if that's me or anything like that. He just does it. And then I forget, I think it was like a burger or something like that, like when he gave it to me. And then I go back, and my drink and soda are now like on the floor, and the lady who was sitting next to me is really mad. And she goes like, don't you know anything about how these tray tables fold out? I'm like, no, my local theater doesn't have these. She goes, oh, so uncivilized. She's like, what were you even doing getting out of the movie? And also like the movie had already started, so that was another bad thing. Oh. And I'm like, I was off getting this burger. She's like, well, why would you want that? I'm like, because it's named after me. And she goes, oh, whatever. And then the dream just ended.
Wow. Strangely enough, the thing I took from that was, you have fold-down trays in cinemas in America.
Oh, yeah. We have dine-in movie theaters in America. I saw Sonic 3 in one at awesome. Disney World, of all places, and nice. That was fun. We ordered, like, burgers and had, like, fries on the side. I got, like, an ice cream sundae as a dessert delivered during the movie. Wow. Like we made a big deal out of it. It was expensive as heck. Like if you think about how expensive movie theater concessions are, if you imagine getting a full proper meal at a movie theater, it's like $30-$40 a person.
Wow. Yeah. The room must smell of a lot of different foods.
I don't really think it's that bad. They space you apart. Some of these dine-in theaters even have tables that you sit at that are separate from each other, like in a restaurant.
That's so cool.
I think I saw Inside Out at opening day in a dine-in theater, and that was a really good experience.
Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to add to the
So-
bucket list.
So you're saying-
I don't know if they're like a common thing in the UK, but yeah, you
I
can definitely find
I
like a
do
few
know
of
of
them.
one.
I've
yeah,
never
I've
heard
never
of
been
this.
though.
Do you guys live close together? I know that a lot of Americans assume that everyone in the UK lives like an hour away from anyone else, when really your highways are really twisty-turny and there's
I
a lot of
mean-
mountainous terrain.
Yeah,
We can see each other.
Yeah, we can.
But we're not that close.
No, we're not that close, but we can see each other.
I think I've heard that driving like from one end of the UK to the other, like north to south, it would take like 14, 15 hours. So it's a
Yeah,
lot
something like that.
worse than
Mm.
all the straight highways in the US where you can drive through a state in like 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'd be so many towns in the middle of those highways. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I was in LA or California, but we drove from LA to like the other side of Cali in like 6 hours or so one day. When I was there like 7 years ago. So that was like that. Yeah, that's like, I guess what was that, a third of the UK? Like but it's I mean, it's not that bad. It could be worse. But yeah, no, it's well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Of course,
having
thank
But-
you for
but
having
hang
me.
on,
Oh,
hang on a
sorry.
second. Let's go back to that dream.
Okay.
So you're saying that the Chuggaaconroy is a meal?
Ah!
I've always wanted to be on the other end of that joke. I finally can do it.
I was so happy when there was an Emile in Ratatouille and it was spelled the same and everything.
Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful pun.
Oh no, it's not. I've heard it too many times.
And yet
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't, so it's beautiful to me.
Only one time in my life have I ever been ordering at a restaurant and they're like, "What's your name?" And I go, "Emile." They're like, "Wait, you want a meal?" Like that's the only time. That's only happened to me once.
Yeah, I've never had it naturally. People are always like, a meal, like what you eat.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I guess you are what you eat.
Mm. Yeah, I like the "I'll make a meal out of you." That's kind of a good like catchphrase before you kick someone's ass, which I've never done. But if I did,
There was one time where we did a vlog video and we did like a strength tester and I got like by far the highest score and somebody was like, "Dude, Emile is like SpongeBob if he could kick your ass."
So you also can have incredible hyper buoyancy. Just
Yeah.
spread.
I don't
yeah, it's a
think
common
I've ever
Emile
beaten
thing.
anybody
It's
up.
an Emile trait.
I worked with a personal trainer once and he wanted me to like punch his hands and everything as like a test of like strength and control.
yeah.
And when he asked me to do it, I was like, "Wait, are you sure?" He's like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, "Okay."
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
No, yeah, and
Wait, which one? Me?
But,
Me or-
both. Again, both. The answer is always both. But yeah, where can the viewers find you, and what are you working on?
I'm a YouTuber. I do Let's Play videos. I do video essays. You can find me on YouTube at Chuggaaconroy. I have a Blue Sky, and then there is an Instagram for my cats, Sunny and Chester.
Awesome. I will leave links to those down below for sure. Yeah, next week we will be looking at the PlayStation 2 launch and its many, many launch titles.
Dun, dun, dun.
So that's quite a lot.
I assure you, audience, you don't know a single one of these games.
No, you really won't.
Oh no.
No, you
PS2
might know
had
one.
Such a bizarre launch library, and like all of the first year games you can think of were not launch titles.
Yeah, no, there might be one. But yeah, you're not wrong. And then the week after that, on October 31st, yes, somehow this falls on
Ooh,
Halloween, we'll be
spooky.
looking at some spooky games that were released in 2000. Whoa. Games we didn't cover earlier, so that's exciting. Once again, if you would like to leave us a question or a story or a topic or something or other, gamingtakesages@gmail.com, or just leave a comment down below.
You could leave us insults if you like.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good. But thank you very much for listening and watching and whatnot, and we'll see you next time.